Hello everyone, this is Liam Day from the Top Class Teacher System. Last year I attended a teaching conference in which one of the seminars that I watched was technological tools that you can use in the classroom. And the speaker made a really interesting point when talking about working with younger learners. And that was that when we force them into using books, we are taking them out of their world and forcing them to be in ours. Now, while I'm not advocating that we should go 100% technology-based, nor am I saying that we should get rid of books entirely, his point was that where possible, we should try and incorporate technology because it's going to make our younger learners much more comfortable in the class. And that gave me an idea to share with you. What I'm going to do each day on my Facebook page is I'm going to outline a website that you could use or a technological resource that you could use in your classroom to benefit your learners. Now, I am going to try to keep it to programs or pieces of technology that can be used for free. But of course, if you find these useful, then you might want to consider investing in the priced programs. As you can see on this website, there is a free option and a priced option. Okay, so today's website, as you can see, is backchannelchat.com. Now, one of the things I like about Backchannel Chat is that when you use something like Google Forms so that students can complete online quizzes or something like that on their phones, often the URL, the website address, is quite long. And one of the things that I found was that students struggled to copy a URL that you'd written on the board into their phones. What you can do with Backchannel Chat is the students can log in and you can post a link that they click once and immediately they have your activity on their phones. So let's have a look at this together. I'm just going to go into the free option here, okay, and I am going to type in my email address, okay, my display name, and the Backchannel title, which would be the title of your class. So let's say Pre-Intermediate 1. Okay, and we'll click Start. Okay, so this is what your screen is going to look like. Now, what you're going to actually ask your students to do is you are going to ask them to go to Backchannel Chat and log in as a student. Now, I'm going to do this on my phone. Okay, so you'll have to bear with me while I do this on my phone. So I'm imagining that I am a student and I am going to backchannelchat.com. Now remember that students are used to being told that their phone is not something that's allowed in the class, and rightly so if they're checking their Facebook or messing around on YouTube. But simply giving them a resource which you are making the technology a part of their learning experience, they're going to love that. So this collection of letters here, so ZMAW4, and that is their code. So when the students go on to Backchannel Chat, they type in their name where it says your display name. So I'm going to call myself Pablo, and they put in the code, which is ZMAW4, and join as a student. Okay, and you'll notice that Pablo has now appeared here. So all of your students would be able to appear in here, and you can send messages to them. So, okay, I've gone with something as simple as hello Pablo. Okay, but as I said, the main thing for this is not for the students to be messaging each other. However, of course, you are the administrator, so you can see this. And if the students are using it inappropriately, you know exactly who it is. more that you can send things to them. So I'm just going to go into YouTube here, and I'm going to type in one of my favorite teaching videos that I want my students to watch using headphones and maybe complete an activity related to. Okay, so I am going to go into when my YouTube decides to work. Participle wrap. If you haven't seen this, it's absolutely incredible. I strongly recommend it. Okay, so I want the students to watch this. Now I could have them go through YouTube, type in participle wrap. I mean, look at the URL here. It would be very difficult for them to copy this. However, using Backchannel chat, I'm going to simply copy this into my box here, send it to the students, and now all the student has to do is to click on that link. And that's it. It's a really simple way of presenting internet resources to students where they only have to do a minimal amount, log in, and once they're logged in, they have to click once. Another thing that you might want to do with them is you might ask them a question, and you might have this on a projector or a smartboard, and you might say something like, what is your favorite color? Okay, and you ask the students to type in a sentence. So Pablo is going to type in, my favorite color is black. Okay, and you can see that that's going to pop right up on the board. So again, you could use this as a different way of doing a class discussion. Now, I'm not saying that this should replace class discussion, because of course you want to be able to hear the student's pronunciation. However, again, it's just maybe something a little bit different that your students haven't seen before. Final thing with this that you could use it for, perhaps you might want to ask a question. So who is your best friend? And Pablo responds with this: my best friend Carolina. Now here you notice that there is a mistake. There is the is missing. It should be my best friend is Carolina. Now it's really important for students' confidence that you don't say, hey, look at the mistake that Pablo made. Okay? Because that's just going to really hurt his confidence. What you could do is you could write this down, and perhaps at the end of the lesson you could type up all of the mistakes that you've seen, not using the students' names, and then perhaps at the beginning of the next lesson you could do some error correction. Technology is in equal parts frustrating and wonderful for teachers, but for a long time I was scared to use technology in my class. Now I find it a wonderful tool and a great way to get students on side. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful. If you have any thoughts or comments, perhaps on other ways that we could use this, or perhaps you use it in your class and you have positive or negative feedback, I would love to hear that, because as much as I'm trying to share my experience with you, it would really mean a lot to me if you would share your experiences with me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for another teaching tech tip.